Yitroh is being described as the priest of Midian, but truly, when we go deep into his what actually describe the character of Yitroh. So if we start from the lowest, it's the search for spirituality, or the search for proximity to the sense and the presence of divinity. So because he represents, like one can say, very much our generation, the generation that are seekers of all systems and all types and all ways of spirituality, it is very important that he will be present, or his admission to to the Lord of Israel will be there, because actually he's the purpose. He's the purpose of giving Torah. Because if Torah is given only for those who are present there, which are called Israel, they do not understand whom they need to serve. It's never given to them for them. It is given for them for all those who seek spirituality. So otherwise we cannot understand why in the most important, it should have been called this, at least it should have been called the portion that is called Moses. Yeah. Why it is called on, one can say, on a side, one who is really in relation with Moses, his father-in-law. Why this is the title of giving Torah? Why someone who is in, one can say, in a status of immigrant, newcomers? What is the one can say, what is the structure or type of soul that actually is the reason for giving the Torah, meaning establishing sort of a structure that will be able to see in front of them whom they need to serve. And we can see it actually from the sort of covenant that is being written, the agreement, which is a covenant between the Creator and the people of Israel. It means that if they'll do, or if they'll hear the voice, if they will attempt to hear the voice of the Creator in the way it is extended to them, the payment is to be able to serve. Meaning that to give the Torah is us agreeing to accept that the payment is being able to serve. Yeah? So it's a very weird contract. It means that if you work hard to get the true source of a speech, which is the sound, the voice, then your reward will be ability to serve. You'll be a nation of priests. So to the nation of priests, who is being invited or heard the voice? Because this portion of Torah starts with this verb, that Yitroh, the priest of Midian, heard. He heard what everyone heard. Zohar will say everyone heard, but he heard in such a way that it compelled him to join, compelled him to come. Okay, so it means that if we read that everything that we read in Torah is actually in one person. After we understood our Paro, our Pharaoh, now we can understand that we have an Yitroh in ourselves. And if we don't bring him to bear witness, it's as if our hearing is not complete. Because actually the explanation of the word Yitroh in Hebrew is an edge, an advantage. And it is said, it's how you get more. Yitroh is how you get more. But we know that we get more, that the light that is being, one can say, is being salvaged from darkness has an advantage on an existing light. So it means that we have to bring this part in us, which I'll go back. It's very much to do with our generation, the seekers of all spiritual systems. If we wish to actually get into the true reformation or true tikkun, we have to bring this will or this craving or this wish with the admission that we miscalculated, or we missed the point, or we missed the purpose. And we come to testify, and we come to join, one can say, the admission that there is none but him. There's only one, and his appearance in history is through those who are willing to serve him as a reward to their life. This is the true calculation. This is actually rectifying sin. Okay, so this is the how we look at it. So one can say you can be very religious and still miss the point. So it's not to do with only an urge, an undeniable wish for spirituality. It has to do with how to calculate and how to grow the ability to hear that which the Creator meant for us to hear. And as you know, hearing is to do the sense hearing, not in corporal life, but in spiritual life, has to do with bina, meaning with the character and quality of bina, meaning it's a search of how to bestow, but how to, in such a way that we will be in simile and not separated from the Creator, from its nature. And that is a reformation of the sin. So if we have that kind of calculation, it doesn't say that we will not fall, but it will say that we're at least on the right track. You're not counting sin for someone who is not aware or conscious. Consciousness is a condition for sinning. So it's not Christian that sin is embedded in nature, in the nature of man. Sin is to do with consciousness that did not search or did not work hard enough to find the right tune. So if we are oblivion and there's no point in the heart and there's no awakening of consciousness, you're not being judged. It's not good or it's not bad. You're out of the game. the question of sin enters when you are inside the sin, or you are inside the game, meaning you admit that something was awakening you, and you are not working in order to allow it to grow and to allow it to live and to allow it to form itself as life. That is sin, not before. So we could not blame or look at people that their point in the heart did not awaken yet as sinful. It is upon us that if we do our work in the right way, there will be enough accumulated, enough light, so those who meant to be awakened at this time will be awakened. So the responsibility is on us, not on them. Yeah. So it's a different concept of sin. It's being careful of what in us calculate and remind us the purpose. It takes because you see, for this portion, and this is, you can see that the questions that are coming are to do with the portion of Torah. It means that the portion of this light of Torah that is extended to us at this, let's say, at this seven, the counting of seven, or counting of reformation of our nature, is always to do with the way that this portion of Torah can actually open it or reveal to us that which we are miscalculating at this point in time. Yeah. So actually carving true way to our reformation, to our tikkun, is very tightly joined to the reading and studying of Torah. It's awakening this question, and as well it's illuminating it, the tool or the vessel that we need in order to proceed. So therefore it's always, when we speak about a way, we usually see something which is extending to the horizon in a straight line. This one is a spiral. This way, the description of the way is more to do with a spiral than with yeah. It means that you're coming to the same point, but from a different place every time. Okay, and it's not that it is changing. It's like when we sort of draw a spiral, we lead it to a point, to a middle point, or it's a spiral that is spiraling out of the point. Yeah. So it means that there is the point, or the 2 points, is to do with the relationship between the creator and the createe. The outer rim is the createe, and the inner or one core is the thought of creation. So basically, you wish to be caught. Yeah. Sin is that it means that you did not ask or pray to be caught inside the movement of the spiral. Yeah. Okay. Right. So in many ways, it's a very different way of thinking concerning redemption. Okay? Giving Torah has in it a redeeming factor for all humanity at this point in time, not because even the group that were taken out of Egypt were ready, but if it would not be given, and it would be given by, in a way, through coercion, humanity would sort of deteriorate to a point that it would be impossible. It would cause another deluge. So because there is a promise of not erasing a human being, one can say that that the revelation on Mount Sinai is a step further from the revelation of the deluge.